The man reached toward a store shelf and somehow entered a mysterious underground room. Everything inside was incredibly bizarre. Even the specimens floating in jars seemed to be alive. Even stranger, a goblin was hidden inside what looked like an ordinary stapler. Following its instructions, the man used his special ability again. A doorway began to appear and disappear. The moment he touched the handle, he finally discovered the hidden portable door. Before he could react, it opened on its own. The man had no idea where it was leading him. The instant he stepped through, the door suddenly vanished and turned into a towel. Hearing his boss's voice coming from the conference room, the man uncovered the boss's secret. The company had been providing business contract templates to industries of every kind, and any end customer who signed those agreements would lose their sense of self and eventually become loyal customers of those companies. At that moment, Mark noticed the instructions written on the towel. All he had to do was say knock knock and then name a destination. In the middle of the crisis, Mark stepped through, and in the next second, he magically appeared inside a supermarket shelf display. Mark hurried back to the company, told Annie about the boss's conspiracy, and showed her the secret of the portable door. But when he opened it, he found the room filled with wooden doors. Even stranger, he could hear a man calling for help. Mark realized something was wrong. After carefully reading the instructions, he discovered that before opening the door, he first had to say the destination. The two then figured out the secret of the door and began using it to travel all over the world. They had planned to vacation in these wonderful places, but in order to help Annie recover the self she had lost, they decided to return to the company and find the contract Annie had signed. But the head of HR learned that Mark had found the portable door after noticing the grains of sand he brought back. Just then, the 5 o'clock quitting bell rang. Strangely, all of the employees began walking down a gangway into the underground area. Mark intended to teleport to the boss's office, but instead was sent into the sewer. When they saw the symbol of the Bank of the Dead written on the ground, they became even more frightened and began searching the sewer for an exit. But inside the tunnel, they discovered a group of grotesque-looking goblins, while behind them came the familiar voice of the HR manager. But to their complete shock, he was a goblin too, living in the sewer with the others all along. The company's boss was actually a wizard who controlled them and forced them to work for him. If they resisted in the slightest, they would be transformed by magic into various office supplies. Seeing this, Mark opened the portable door to escape, but in his panic, he made a mistake. He fell into the room before he had time to say the destination. Suddenly, the man's cries for help rang out again, and the man looked exactly like the boss, only much older. It turned out he was the boss's father. In order to seize control of the company, the son had tricked his father into the portable door. He had tried for years, but had never escaped this place.